Let's see what this thing sounds like. It says we're going 33 unloaded, 34 at 57.6 volts, 34 miles an hour, 57.6. That sounds cool. Listen to it. The wheel doesn't exactly look true. I have to work on that. I also don't have a rear brake. But we're gonna go try it out here and see how it performs. After I make a short video. Oh man. Check it out, boys. Check it out, boys. Look what we got under the bike stand today. A big old box full of goodies. Let's see what's going on in here. So this should be an e-bike kit. So I don't do these very often. I haven't done the kits for a few years. This should be a trivial matter to install on an e-bike, boys. I'll show you guys how easy it is. To buy an e-bike kit, this is just like a hub motor. It comes in a wheel and you get the controller and like the wiring. So I bought everything that I need for this kit. And it comes in this box. I got it on AliExpress. So the motor, it's called the BAFANG RM rear motor G900. And it's made for a 138 millimeter. I forgot, we got this other camera going over here. Let's try and get some different camera views. So we got, this motor's for a 138 millimeter bike, so like a normal mountain bike size, right? So a lot of BAFANG hub motors are for fat bikes, right? Because that's how a lot of e-bikes are. They have fat tires, and BAFANG, they've kind of dominated the e-bike space with the big old fat, like this, right? Like BAFANG fat hub motor. So these, it's like 175 millimeters wide in between the dropouts on a fat bike. And if you have like 5-inch tires, sometimes it's 190 millimeters wide on fat bike hub motors. But this one, this is kind of a newer motor from BAFANG, the G900. It's for normal mountain bikes. We're gonna pop open the kit. We're gonna put it on a bike. And that's gonna be it, bubs. That's what we're doing today. So make sure you like and subscribe if you like doing e-bike things. Oh wow, look what we got here. Oh man, it's been such a long time coming, bubs. I've been waiting for this for a while to try this motor out. So we got a 29er, hopefully a 29er rim. It's always hard to tell until you get everything on there. So let's see, there's no tire on the rim. Okay, that makes sense. So what do we got down in here? So we've got, so there's some brake rotor, some disc rotor bolts with a bunch of air in the bag. And then what's this? There's like a little white box here. What is this? Probably so it's this BFYB UART 0018. So I think this is a display, and I might plug this display in that came with the kit just to see how it works. But I have another display that I'm probably going to use on this bike from my days of when I used to when I used to use kits. I've got all these different BAFANG displays, the UART ones. So here's the UART display that came with the kit. It's just a really simple, what is this called? This is DZ40 is what this one's called. Oh, maybe I'll try it. But I also have another one, a 600C is the one I usually like to try. And I have it standing by over here, right here. So this is the 600C. And I really like this one because it's got like a color screen and like a power gauge and a brake light indicator and all that kind of stuff. So we'll try this DZ40 out, but I'm probably gonna ultimately use the 600C. And the 600C, I think it's like 40 or 50 bucks, or maybe 60 bucks. So yeah, that's the display. I might put it back in the box for now till we get going, and then so let's check out what else we have here. The contents of the boxes. Oh, look at this. All right, so we've got a manual here. It says Powallon. I don't know who that is, but there's an elderly couple, and looks like they're out on their e-bikes taking a selfie, living large. That's how you should be living, like just like them. And there they are again, right there. Wow. Okay, so what does this say? It tells us how to do everything. So it says, yeah, I mean, this is just all things that I know, boys. We put so I gotta put some gears on there. I don't think there's a cassette on there. And then you just gotta basically, well, I'm gonna have to get a tire and a tube and everything on there. And then depending on if you have a left pedal assist or a right pedal assist, you install it on the cranks. I don't even have a bottom bracket in the bike that I'm gonna use for this. So we're gonna have to see. I might not put pedal assist on there right away. Like, I just want to try this motor out. You know what I mean? Like, you guys can go watch a million other videos about like how pedal assist works. Like, we're just gonna jank this thing onto a bike in a minimum viable e-bike fashion, and then that's gonna be it. So we don't need this. We don't need the manual. Who needs a manual? So let's see here. Now we got a whole, let's close up this box cutter before I sit on it. We got a whole goodie box here. Let's see so we got some zip ties that came in the goodie box. And what else do we have? We've got a little controller box. Let's open this up and see. It seems like the controller, did they put it in there already? They must have. It feels kind of heavy. So what do we have in here? Nice little controller. Look at that. It's kind of a tight squeeze getting that controller in there, bubs. Let's see, we gotta open it up all the way, I guess. That's kind of nice how the controller just squeezes right in there. So what does it say on here? So it says, controller for brushless motor, model HH1173, voltage 48, brake type L, date 2024-10, under voltage 39 plus or minus 1 volt, motor phase angle 120, current limiting 25 plus or minus 1 amp. So it's like a 25 or 26 amp controller. It doesn't seem potted in there. I can see wires and stuff in there. It's like, it's got some silicone right here at the opening, but it doesn't seem like the inside of it's potted. I can see wires. I can see wires. Sometimes it's kind of nice when they're not potted. Like if you want to rewire it or like wire it up to like wire it up for a cycle analyst plug or something. But potting is also nice, and it costs. It would probably cost like $25 or like $50 just to have the potting material and pot a controller like that. Okay, so that is the controller. It's got this little, it's got one of these little guys on there, BAFANG cable, the L1121. It's kind of a new one. And then so what is this? Is this a throttle maybe? Or is this a light or something? It looks like that must be a light. And here's the battery cable. That's those things that always melt, these suckers. These always melt. Like, I'm probably going to put an XT60 on this. And then so what do we have here? This is like the pedal assist sensor, I think. And then this is the wiring harness. That's where you connect in the wiring harness. So I'll show you how we do all that. And then the wiring harness is this thing that goes along the bike. It looks different than they used to. It says YLS. It doesn't say Cusmade. What else do we have in here? So here's the brake levers. I already have brake levers on this bike. So I get these are just gonna kind of go in the parts bin, I think. These look a little bit different than the ones that I have. Let's see here. Oh no. Whoa. Huh. So there's some brake levers. They've got 3 pins in there, and this, like, you know, like the BAFANG kind of waterproof thing. It says A04-R D1124. Interesting. Oh, look at this. Looks like we got a crank puller. They give you a crank puller so that you can put in your pedal assist sensor probably and pull a crank off. And then we've got a cassette removal tool for tightening on a cassette lock ring. And we've got like a bunch of zip ties in here, little zip ties. These little black ones. And then they gave us these free tire levers that, like, these, they just seem to, like, grow on trees in China. These tire levers, like, it just seems like they come included with everything. We got a quick tool. Let's see here. So it looks like we've got a metric hex wrench quick tool kind of thing going on here, but it also has, it looks like it also has a Phillips and oh, look at this. Wow, it's got some sockets in here. What the heck? And then what is this? Oh, there's like a little wrench here. Wow, 10 millimeter, 15 millimeter, 8 millimeter. So what is this, a 14 gauge spoke wrench or something over here? Huh, there's a lot of things going on in this thing. Wow. So I guess these little sockets, I'm getting so distracted by the tools, boys, and we got a motor over there, and I'm like geeking out over here looking at my new quick tool. Look at this little quick tool. It's got sockets on here. That's cool, man. It's like something that I didn't know that I needed, but I've always needed it. Are they gonna fit on there? I guess it just kind of goes on there like that, huh? Oh man, it's not the best. It's not the best feeling socket, but e-bike builders can't be choosers. You just gotta roll with what you get from China sometimes, boys. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, we got a light? And we just got so hooked up here, boys, for $224. We got a whole motor kit and all of these things. I've never seen this kind of light before. It says QD236 on the bottom of it. And it's got 2 wires, and it looks like a JST SM male connector. It says Star Union right here. And the hardware feels really loose, like this nut just about fell off of there and got lost. Nice. So then what else we got? We got the throttle. We're gonna need this. Oh, this is one of those new ones. This is one of those new throttles where you don't have to take everything off your handlebars to put your throttle on there. Awesome. Look at this thing. So I guess it goes on there like this, and then you tighten it to 2 Newton meters right here is what it says, because this is plastic. It says 300X right there, maybe. Oh, GoPro, you still going? 300X right there. And then right here it says 2408100307. And it looks like the throttle, like you push it. It's got kind of like a soft feel to the plastic, but it feels more sturdy than seems all right. It's gonna be nice that you don't have to take every single thing off of your bars to get that thing on there, because it's got like a clamp on it. So then here's the pedal assist sensor, and it looks like, I don't know if this one goes on the left or the right. We'll have to, I'll figure that out later, who cares. And then so we have this little cassette, we have a chain whip, and it's like a, what is this? Is this like a bottom bracket tool right here for taking off, for like tightening on the bottom bracket or whatever? I don't know what that's about. Probably the bottom bracket. Or is that for certain kinds of cassette lock rings? I don't know. But yeah, this thing is what we use to... We use this chain whip here. You guys already know what all this stuff is. So we're just gonna put it back in the box here. And then once we get to those parts of the installation process, we'll grab all those things and use them. I'm probably gonna take them out of all these like bags and stuff though, because it's making it hard to see what's going on in here. Let's see. Open up. Take that out. I don't know if I'm going to use this crank puller. Maybe that's a good crank. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I have a better crank puller than that. And these brake levers I don't think I'm going to use right now. And then we got, okay, lights. We got this quick tool. Alright. Alright, so let's go get the bike. I'm gonna put this thing on, man. Let's see here. So, yeah, I'm gonna go get the bike that I'm gonna put this thing on, and then I gotta like take the rear wheel off of that bike, and then take the tire off of it, and then put the tire on this wheel, and then I might have to file the dropouts to fit this thing on the bike. But then basically we get the tire on this thing, we get this wheel on the bike. We gotta put a brake rotor on this thing, so we gotta like switch wheels and tires, and there's a whole bunch of trivialities we're gonna have to do here. So yeah, this GoPro is getting a little bit hot. I might let this one cool down here, and then we've got that other GoPro going. I might just edit some of this out. You guys don't want to watch me change a tire and like mount a brake rotor disc and stuff. But I can maybe like time lapse it quick, little 7 seconds or something. I don't know. This is a janky Walmart bike that I used to have a BBS02 mid-drive on. So the BBS02 mid-drive, it's a 750 watt mid-drive from BAFANG that I used to have down in the bottom bracket. So you can see my bottom bracket. There is no bottom bracket. It's just the shell currently. And we gotta get this wheel off. Oh, that was so weird. That's such a weird feeling. Man, is this like a one-time use cassette tool, or what is this? Oh my goodness, it's like falling apart. All right, anyways. Yeah, that tool, it feels like it might be made out of like plastic or something. Like some kind of plastic metal. Well, let's see. What do I have on the front over here? Like a Maxxis, something. Some kind of racing thing. All right, so we got this thing off of there. So tire and the tubes off. All right, here we go. Here it is. So I'm hoping that this is like the right size rim here. Let's see. It seems like it should be the right size rim. Okay, so here it is, boys. Let's take a closer look. It says RM G0900 750 DC09. And then over here it says BAFANG 26-inch 700C 28-inch DC 48 volts BLDC for e-bike A4 QC03. And then there's like a little QR code thing right there. I don't know, boys. QR code. So then here's the motor. We got some axle nuts on here, some big old chunky flange nuts. Looks like an M12, or is that M14? Let's see here. I think this might be M14. Let's see. Are these, what do we got here? Yeah, I think this is an M14 axle on this thing. Wow. It's got those huge nuts on there. Cool. I like that. So it's got a strong axle. That's awesome. I'll have to look back at the video to see what order those were on there. I don't know. We'll have to see. So then let's see here. Yeah, I think this is an M14 axle. Hello, GoPro? Why is my GoPro screen black? What is going on here? Alright, so I don't know what was just going on there, but I looked down and my whole GoPro screen was black, and but it still said it was recording. Let's start the other GoPro. Alright, so we're back. I don't know if the GoPro was recording there or not, because the whole GoPro screen looked black. But I think this is an M14 axle, and then it's got that big jam nut on there that looks, is this two separate jam nuts? It might be. This might be two separate jam nuts on this thing. Actually, I don't know. I think there's, yeah, I think they're definitely separate, but I think there's one jam nut right here that's just like a single boy. But then this jam nut that's down here, it's like one of those ones that was on the G63, like the double boy, where it's got flats on it. But then there's another part of it that goes down in there and hooks onto the... it like threads all the way down the axle, and then it's got like this flat part that's machined on the axle that the jam nut presses against back there. And then so one thing I'm noticing is that these Phillips screws that hold this cassette free hub body on here, these look a lot bigger than on the like the fat bike motors. These seem like a more standard size screw. And then there's Torx. It looks like there's Torx to open the motor up, and there's security Torx. Oh my goodness. There's security Torx bits. I don't know if my park tool is gonna allow me to do that. It's got that security bit in there. What size is it? It looks like a T25, but with the, maybe it's a little bigger. Let's see here, T30. It's not quite. It might be T27. It's hard to say. Yeah, I would say T25 is a little small, so it's probably T27 security Torx. Okay, so let's flip this over. Man, this thing looks different than what I'm used to, boys. So then over here, okay, so over here we've got, it looks like we've got the flange nut and then that flat washer, and then we've got this like tabbed anti-rotational thing. And then so it says BAFANG on the motor right here, and then here's a better look at this motor cable, L1121 motor cable. Alright, so let's get this thing going. Let's get the cassette on here. So I think this is a 9 or 10 speed cassette, so I'm going to use these guys, these little spacers. It looks like, I think it's 4.5 millimeters is what you do here. So you can either get cassette spacers like these that have the little notches in them that kind of fit on here, or else you can just use bottom bracket spacers. And so if you want to fit, I use a 7-speed cassette because you can get them for like $10. But when you're using a 7-speed cassette on a 9 or 10 speed hub, I use it's 2 millimeters, 1 millimeter, and then 1.5 millimeters. So that's like 2.5 millimeters of spacers on the back of there. And then I put this right here. You're gonna need those spacers if you want to do this trick with the 7-speed cassette. I just do that to save money because I don't need a whole, like, I don't need 10 gears. I'm a simple guy. I'm easily satisfied. I don't need all those gears, boys. I just need a cassette that only costs $10. Is what I like. So now we've got this terrible cassette tool that came with the motor that doesn't fit over. It doesn't even fit over the axle. Like, look at this. So these are the kind of problems that you might run into here. Like, they give you the cassette tool, but it doesn't quite fit over the axle of this motor. Like a little bit of an oversight. So thankfully, I've already run into that problem previously, and I even complained about it to Park Tool. I had to drill out a cassette tool so that it could get over these axles. I'm gonna have to go find that. Let's see if we can find that. That's kind of weird because I've got a Park Tool. I think my other one is like a FR 5.3, 5.2 or something, or I don't know if that one's a cassette removal or if that other one's different. I think this is a freewheel removal tool. It says FR 1.3 on this one, but this one can actually fit around this big axle. Weird. Maybe does Calvin even know about that? Because when Calvin was telling me what I should buy to do this, he was telling me to buy like some $50 damn thing. I was like, Calvin, like, what does this look like, bud? I'm not messing up my axle here, am I? Twisting this thing on here? Doesn't seem like it. I don't know if this tool is made for doing this, but I just want to tighten the cassette on. Like, that's all we need to do here. Let's tighten the cassette on without messing up axle threads. Okay, it seems like, I mean, I'm not like gonna be doing any Lance Armstrong Durian Rider stuff here, so we're just gonna tighten this on reasonably tight. We're not taking this thing up to the sun in Adelaide or anything. All right, so now I've got a cassette on there. That's nice. Let's flip this around and get the brake rotor on here. GoPro, you in black again? No, you're still gone. All right, so let's get the brake rotor on here. So it's gonna be spinning this way. So we want it to like this. We take the motor cable right through the middle. On the motor, I've got the cassette on the motor. I guess I probably could have put the tire on here first before I did all this. Man, these spokes feel pretty loose, bubs. Look at this. We might have to we might have to like judge this thing. We might have to, man. I wonder, those spokes. Somebody in the comments was telling me that they ordered one of these motor kits and like the spokes were loose or something was messed up with them. Where's my truing stand? Let's get the motor cable out of the way and then let's... It's kind of like some cardboard dust on the wheel. Is this wheel made for rim brakes? I don't know. It's a skinny rim, boys. This might be skinnier. I think this is like a 700C rim or something. It might be kind of a skinny tire back here, but I guess it'll be kind of zippy, kind of agile. It does look like they put that glue in this motor, like on the G63. So I don't know if I want to open this thing up anytime soon. That glue that they put in there is so crazy. Man, I totally had to like scuff up the G63 to get that one open. All right, let's keep going here. Let's put this thing on, let's get this thing, let's see here. What do we got going? Man, what's going on here? Kind of interesting. I don't know, like, it looks like there's probably like, it's not as true as I would usually have it. Like, it looks like it's about maybe like 2 millimeters of tolerance. They must have, like, it seems like they probably machine through this or something. It seems like it's all over the place. Well, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see about this. Alright. So I'm wondering, what size are these spokes here? Like, if I'm gonna have to fix this wheel at all, I don't want to put the tire and the tube on it yet, but so let's see here. Is this thing dish? Like, I need to go get the dishing tool. We get these little black, like, plastic blocks going flush against the rim, and then we tighten up this little thing in the middle here to take a measurement of this side, and then we bring this over here onto this side, and we try and push it flush. Man, I don't even know if this wheel is dish. It seems like, look at this. One thing though is that I have that jam nut over here on this side, but then over here on this side I don't have that little. Usually over here I think you would put one of these on the inside, right there. So I think that might be why this isn't dish. Because I think this is about how far that dish is off. Right, like, I don't know. Well, I'm just gonna get on the bike and see what happens. They've meshed and molded into one being here. Ooh, looks like there's a little bit of a flat out puncture right there. You see that juicy spot right there? You can see where the flat out is plugging that hole. Nice. That's why you get flat out, boys. Oh my goodness, look at this gash in the tire. Wow. Gnarly. Let's keep going. This is fun. We're finding problems from years ago that we were never aware of, thanks to Flat Out. Link in the description. Support the channel. So this is totally usable. It's just like a pinhole. Flat Out has that totally covered. You can have like 100,000 of those in your tire and Flat Out would still be going. All right. And then I like to have the little, like, let's see here, let's make sure the tire's going the right way. And then I'm going to have this part where it says the PSI. I'm going to have that up by the valve stem, and then I'll... So is this, yeah, it seems like a 29er rim. All right, let's see. All right, so now we've got the tire and the tube onto the rim. We got the gears on there, cassettes installed. We've got the brake rotor installed. Now we gotta see, is this thing gonna fit into the dropouts or what, bubs? So let's see what happens here. Alright guys, so I just loosened up the brake caliper off of the mounts a little bit. Right here. And so you can see how much those brake rotor bolts are kind of like, there's a big gap. So that's like, I need a bigger brake rotor. Okay guys, so we're gonna take this wheel out of the dropouts again and get the bike back up in the stand. I might need to file the dropouts a little bit, but the main problem right now is that the brake rotor, like the 160 brake rotor isn't going to work with this motor because like the caliper doesn't clear the motor. So I need to change this bike so that the brake caliper has like one of those adapters on it, and then the brake, it'll fit a 180 brake rotor, and it'll be a little bit further up away from the motor, and then the brake caliper will clear. Like when I was trying to get the wheel into the dropouts, there's this part on the motor, you see down in here, so there's like that part on the motor down in there, and the brake caliper was trying to go in here, you know, and bite onto the brake rotor, but those mechanical calipers are so big, it wasn't clearing like in here, and it was touching, and that was preventing this wheel from going all the way up into the dropouts. And then when I loosened up the post mount, man, I don't even know if a 180 is going to fit on there. Like, it's quite a bit of space. I'm gonna have to figure out, I don't know. I'll have to figure out where my like the post mount adapters and stuff are and see if I have one. Alright guys, so I just took my derailleur off the bike, so there's no brake caliper and there's no derailleur. Like, I don't care about hitting the brakes, and I don't care about shifting gears and pedaling. Like, I just want to try this motor today while the sun is outside, because tomorrow it isn't going to be. So let's see here. The dropouts, it does seem like I need to file them just slightly. So it's just kind of like, as long as the axle is sliding up in there most of the way, it's usually like up here kind of. I don't know if you can see that, but like up in the corners, you know, like back there kind of. I just gotta show you how I do this, I guess. So you just kind of go in the corner, and I'm just like kind of filing like mostly to the left right now. I'm just trying to kind of like go over to the right and just kind of file like to the right and up a little bit. And so just kind of going back and forth here. You don't want to make the dropouts like any deeper this way, and you don't really want to make them any wider like this way. It's just kind of like these upper corners. You just want to take a little bit off of there while maintaining like the 10mm width across it. It's kind of going upwards a little bit. Oh, it's one of these round files until it gets up a little bit closer to like the depth, like the depth of the dropouts, right? Okay guys, so how I've decided to mount this motor in my wheels here is I've got those flat washers it's like a 1 or 2 mil flat washer on the inside, in between, like just that's the only thing I put on the axle, was just that flat washer. And then I got that mated up against the dropouts. And it seems like that gets everything in dish here. So maybe that's how it's intended to go. Right, so you can see down here I've got that, we've got the flat washer in there, and then there's also over on the opposite side over there. So I think that's how it's intended to go, and then these things go on the outside with the tongue down, like kind of going into the dropout. And then we got these big flange nuts that go on the outside of the axle here. Alright guys, so here we are. We've got the motor in the dropouts. I've got the axle nuts on here. So I've got this axle nut on the outside. It's pressing up against that anti-rotation washer with like the ruffles and like the tab on it. And on the inside, it's just got a big flat washer that's pressing against the inside of the dropouts, and then also like the flat inside part that's machined on the axle there. So then we've got the little BAFANG. Alright, so then over here, I've got, it's just that one flat washer on the inside down there. Oh, can we get the GoPro down here? So I've got a one flat washer on the inside down there, and then it's the same deal on this side. Axle nut, and then that big anti-rotation thing. So now the motor is just like, the wheel's spinning nicely in here. And, so I guess I could probably, why did I take my derailleur off of there? I mean, I could probably, my derailleur's probably fine. I could probably get that back on there. Oh yeah, so I don't have a bottom bracket in the bike right now. So I don't even have a chain. So that is why I took the derailleur off. So I don't have a derailleur. This is gonna be a pedal or a throttle only experience. And I also don't have a rear brake. But it's sunny outside and I want to try this today. So let's keep going here. We've only got one GoPro because the Hero 8 batteries are dead. So I'm gonna get this controller box. Let's see here. So I need to get the controller. We gotta position the controller is the next step. And so how we're gonna do this is the controller is supposed to go inside of this box. Does this have holes that... Okay, so I think the controller just kind of goes in this way. Put this thing into the case like upside down here, and then it'll kind of have more of these wires up inside of there. Let's see, go like this and get this going in here like this. Okay, so that's kind of holding that in there now. Oh, so that is awesome. Let's see here. Okay. And then usually I will take a reusable zip tie or reusable Velcro kind of zip tie thing like this, and that's what I use. And I always fasten them with these like onto my motor cable on the part that goes over to the motor, and then I have the soft part of this coming on the outside, so that soft part interfaces with the frame, so then we can attach this thing permanently like this right here, and then you can just kind of gently put it where you want it. Most things there's a little bit of wiggle with those. It's a little bit different than a zip tie. You can still tether them pretty tight, but there's a little bit of elasticity to them. And then I usually put another one on here, and then I have it go way back up closer to the brake, And then like every time you take the wheel off your bike, you're gonna have to undo these, and that's why I use these things, is so that you're not like cutting off zip ties constantly, and you can take it off while you're out riding your bike around and then put it back on there, and you don't need a flush cutters and a new zip tie. So then I use this one right here to make sure that that cable never goes out and touches the, I usually bring it, like slide it all the way back up in here like this, just to make sure that this cable is held against the frame and those brake rotor bolts never start coming out and fraying it. It's kind of like the main thing to watch to secure this cable from, is the brake rotor bolts. Just in case the brake rotor bolts ever started coming out, they would hopefully not be getting your motor cable. There we go. It's like this. So we got one kind of holding it over here, and then I've got one holding it right here, and hopefully, like, it doesn't seem like that thing can, you just want to make sure that your cable's away from the rotor and the rotor bolts. So that should be good. Now we've got the motor connected to the controller. And then I need a wiring harness, so I'm taking the wiring harness. And then this thing is going to connect up here to, there's two of them. Two of these yellow things go to the brake cutoffs. Then one of them goes to the throttle. And then this green circle with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins in there, that goes to the display. So, and then this part, the other side of it, goes to the controller. So that's probably, this is probably the easiest part to route around your bike. And then these are all like the parts that have to connect up towards your handlebars. So let's see, let's get my throttle. And then it seems like this throttle, we can just unscrew this little bolt here. And it just, I don't know if this throttle, I don't know if this throttle is made for bars this big. Like, is this going in there? What's going on here? So I had to like thread it backwards and press down really hard until I felt it threading onto the threads. I think that's probably, okay, is this, all right, so I don't know, hopefully that's less than 2 Newton meters. But it's for the brake, and I'll just plug that in there. And we've got another brake right here. Plug that in there, okay. All right, guys, check it out. We got the BAFANG G900 rear hub motor mounted on the 138mm dropouts on my mountain bike, my hardtail mountain bike. We've got little baby Samsung strapped on there, connected in there. We can see little baby Samsung's 8-gauge wires connecting to these little tiny, what are these, like 14-gauge wires for this controller. 25 amps is all that this needs. So I don't have a rear brake, and I don't have a rear shifter or a chain or a bottom bracket or cranks or pedals or anything. So this is going to be a throttle only experience. I've got it turned on here. The 600C is shining brightly. We're at 58.5 volts. Let's hit the throttle. Let's see how fast the throttle goes. Let's see what this thing sounds like. It says we're going 33 unloaded, 34 at 57.6 volts, 34 miles an hour, 57.6. That sounds cool. Listen to it. The wheel doesn't exactly look true. I have to work on that. I also don't have a rear brake. But we're gonna go try it out here and see how it performs. After I make a short video. What's up, boys? We're just out on the BAFANG G900. I don't have any cranks on the bike. Oh, my throttle's spinning around. Uh-oh. I gotta be careful here. My feet are dangling. I don't have any pedals or anything. Well, we gotta go try this out. I got it going like 30 miles an hour here, all the way over here. We're going 28 right now, solid 28, 29. This front wheel feels like it's gonna fall apart. That's a little bit scary. My front wheel, I don't know what's going on with that thing. Here we go. We're just taking this thing down the street to see what's up. Throttle's moving around, but we're all good. We're giving it the throttle, bubs. On the BAFANG G900. I've been working on this thing all day. I'm hoping that the camera's looking okay. Oh, we only have a front brake. I remember now. Oh, I kind of like this thing. What is it doing? 1,000 watts right now? 1,060 watts? Ooh. It's a zippy little guy. If the wind gets behind you a little bit, holy buckets, boys. This guy down here is gonna be like, what the hell is going on? I can't wait to get this thing sorted out here. I kind of like the noise. Oh. We're doing some questionable maneuvers here. I'm just like desperate to try this out. Oh, my front wheel is so wacky right now. This is cool. I kind of like this. Hopefully you can't. Hopefully you can't burn it up doing full throttle. Cause that's what I'm doing. I bet if I was pedaling, we could be going a solid 28 easily. It is pretty noisy. It sounds different than the fat bike ones. Oh! Yeah, I bet if I was pedaling right now, we'd be keeping speed up. We got a hill up here that we get to go down. Oh. It is cold out, bubs. I just had to get out here and try this out. Oh, no rear brake. What do you guys think about that noise? That noise of the G900. Oh. at about 1,000 watts when I give it the full throttle. Oh! Oh yeah, look at us go now. Wow. Nice. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's see. Oh, going uphill into the wind here. Hopefully you guys can see the 600C display. Let's see what this thing has here going down the hill. Those people were looking at me like, that guy's front wheel. My front wheel feels so crazy, boys. This bike is so derelict. We're going 30 miles an hour though, right there. On this little 2P battery, 14S 2P. Getting up the hill nicely. Taking on the path for good measure. Note to self. Fix the front wheel. Probably build a new front wheel. This thing looks like it's about done. If I remember correctly. For 54 volts. So I don't think we've used much juice yet. Let's test the climbing performance. Oh! Blog it out up this little hill right here. Nice. Works pretty good. My fingers are so cold. Holy buckets. I had to try this out though. I like it though. It's a nice little legal motor. People are looking at me like, what is this guy doing? Guys, when you see somebody riding around with no pedals or cranks or drivetrain on their bike looking like a goofball with their Crocs hanging around, that means that they're trying out a new motor, and that It seems like my brake cut off, something's wrong with it or something. Let's see here. I don't have a brake on my rear brake. Oh, we're on pedal assist 1 here. The throttle is dictated. Let's see here. What's going on here? This is weird. I don't know if it's like overheating or what. I wonder if this thing gets hot. It is so cold out. I don't think this thing can possibly be overheating. Let's just hope that it can get me back. I think my brake is like, I don't have a brake, there's no tension on my brake cable, and I think the brake lever is just like jittering around loose. I just gotta hold the brake lever all the way open. That's why I like this 600C display, because it has that indicator on it. You can see when the brakes are active. I like that. My fingers are so cold, bubs. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, because I'm freezing. Oh, this is pretty awesome though. I like this thing. I thought I broke it already. This bike needs a lot of work. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep it on this bike. I just wanted to try it out. Brr, I'm going home, bubs. Make sure you like and subscribe, and let me know what you think about this BAFANG G900. It's kind of a noisy boy down there. It's kind of a noisy guy, but I like it. It's got a cool sound. It sounds unlike any other geared hub that I've tried. It's got a nice little noise to him. So make sure you guys like and subscribe, because we're going to be riding this thing around legally in a 750 watt manner. We're currently doing 950 watts, and we're at 50.4 volts. We're going like 25 into the wind, into the freezing wind. This thing's pretty awesome. I like this thing. When you factor in the shift sensor on the BBS02, and you gotta shift the BBS02 through like 6 gears, I don't know guys, I think this could be faster than the BBS02 like on flat on the street.